I fly into sort of, well, I think they're quite rational rages.
Nobody saw it coming. Absolutely no one. Cate Blanchett didn't just show up to compete. She came with one goal: obliterate. And the target of her icy wrath? None other than Blake Lively. Why? Because Blake, according to insiders, didn't just step on Cate's legacy. She steamrolled over it, hijacked her Chanel crown, and crushed her husband's cinematic dream like it was nothing more than a red carpet prop.
As you move forward in life, what's your moral compass? What do you know, where does kindness and humanity sit in a really brutal world?
With her signature elegance, Cate dropped bombshells that had fashion and film insiders gasping. She didn't say Blake's name directly, but she didn't have to. The shade was loud and clear. She hinted at underhanded deals and called out Blake's alleged diva antics, her hunger for control, and her obsession with twisting every moment into a PR stunt. And let's be real, this wasn't just a story about two actresses. This was a war for creative legacy, a brutal battle behind the velvet curtains of Hollywood's elite, involving Cate Blanchett, Blake Lively, Chanel, and one of the ugliest power plays in recent fashion history. The allegations against Blake, they long and wild, hijacking Justin Baldoni's film It Ends With Us and dragging his name through the mud with a fake Me Too sympathy campaign, running off a respected journalist with her toxic behavior, treating everyone like props in her personal fairy tale. The whispers about her bullying, endless.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
We do have It Starts With Us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think.
Hollywood has been putting up with this tornado for way too long. But when Blake allegedly pushed Cate Blanchett and her husband Andrew Upton out of a project they nurtured for years, that's when people snapped. You see, Cate wasn't just some celebrity wearing Chanel on a red carpet. She was Chanel, its soul, its spirit. For nearly a decade, she embodied everything the brand stood for: sophistication, grace, timeless allure. She was its muse, its heartbeat.
As you move forward in life, what's your moral compass? What do you know, where does kindness and humanity sit in a really brutal world?
One of the most iconic moments of her Chanel partnership was her leadership in the Women in Cinema campaign, a celebration of powerful women in the arts, something Cate has been championing for years. She's always stood up for real victims in Hollywood, always lending her voice to women who've been silenced. Unlike others who jump on movements for headlines, Cate never needed to scream for attention. Her actions spoke louder than any viral hashtag.
It's addressing the gender gap, and it's addressing the racial diversity and the equality and the way we make the work. And of course that's going on in our industry, and I hope in many industries, because the creative industries are no different from any other industry around the world in terms of those problems that they face.
And when we say real victims, we're talking about women who've actually suffered and have the scars to prove it. Not Blake Lively, who, let's be honest, tries so hard to squeeze herself into the Me Too narrative, even when most people are screaming, "You're not the victim here."
Why should Justin be able to release snippets to the media without the full context? That's what she said. That's what she did. She alleges that she's a Me Too victim there.
Cate didn't need PR games, didn't need filtered Instagram captions or sympathy baiting. Her work, her elegance, her honesty, that's what connected with people worldwide. It was real, and it made Blake's carefully manufactured persona look plastic by comparison.
Being attractive doesn't preclude being intelligent.
Cate was about to star in a deeply personal short film written by her husband. It wasn't just a project, it was a love letter to cinema, to legacy, to everything Chanel used to represent.
It's just important to get your audience aware of that as clearly as possible at the outset so that they know where they're headed.
But guess what? Blake Lively came in like a wrecking ball. Just weeks before production began, Cate's team received a cold, cryptic message. No explanation, no meeting, just a silent dismissal. Suddenly, the project was going in a different direction. Chanel had ghosted one of the greatest actresses of our generation. No press release, no thank you, just silence. And then, boom, Blake Lively is announced as the new face of the campaign.
I've always thought Blake Lively was a pick-me, and now I have the perfect clip.
The entire concept was gutted. Cate and Andrew's vision, a rich, moody, emotionally profound film, was erased, replaced with glossy filters, wellness themes, and TikTok-ready aesthetics. This wasn't a celebration of legacy. This was a PR machine set to influencer mode. It was like trading in an Oscar-winning drama for a reality show recap. Cate had given Chanel soul. Blake, she gave it clout-chasing fluff.
So anyone who has got a voice and success in the cultural industries is suddenly marginalised or considered, their voice isn't significant or worth being part of the, popular parlance.
Right.
And they kind of handed it elected the administration on Sunday night, a bunch of duffers.
The industry saw the betrayal for what it was: silent, ruthless, and oh so calculated. Behind the scenes, insiders started whispering, was Chanel trying to rebrand for Gen Z? Were they throwing away everything that made them iconic for viral moments and trend chasing? But what truly stunned everyone wasn't just Cate's exit, it was how brutally cold it was handled. No goodbye, no tribute, just complete erasure, as if Cate had never existed. That's not a strategy, it's a stab in the back, and all signs pointed to one name behind it: Blake Lively.
Idiots.
Yeah, but they're
and
not.
he gets to point and go, Hollywood sad.
Yes, which is such a profoundly interesting thing to say.
Turns out, Blake wasn't even Chanel's first choice, not by a long shot. Leaked documents revealed she wasn't even on the short list, but when the brand hinted at changing direction for a younger audience, Blake pounced. She showed up with a flashy multi-million-dollar pitch. Rumor has it, she bought her way into the campaign, sugarcoated the execs, sold them a dream, and they bought it at the cost of loyalty, legacy, and their own integrity.
But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character.
And that wasn't the first time Blake used this playbook. She's been accused of cozying up to directors, promising them loyalty, and then hijacking their projects.
Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled.
She plays the part, wins their trust, demands creative control, and before you know it, she's steering the ship and sinking everyone else's career in the process. Then came that infamous Chanel dinner, the one where everything boiled over. Picture it. Glittering gowns, flowing champagne, celebrities posing for the cameras. Cate Blanchett, ever the queen, attended with quiet grace. Even after being kicked from the campaign, she could have skipped it. She didn't. She chose to rise above. But Blake? Oh, she couldn't help herself. According to multiple well-dressed insiders, Blake mocked Andrew Upton's original script. She called it beautiful, but outdated. Outdated. Right in front of Cate Blanchett. That's not shade. That's full-on sunburn. Whether she realized Cate was nearby or just didn't care, the comment landed like a slap. Cate stayed composed, smiled, sipped her wine, but those who know her say her posture froze. Her body language spoke volumes. That wasn't just a jab at a script, it was a gut punch to a legacy. The worst part? That room, filled with Hollywood elites, froze. No one laughed. No one co-signed Blake's snark. The tension was thicker than the perfume in the air. Cate doesn't clap back? She didn't need to, because everyone felt it. That was the moment the tables turned. Let's be honest. Blake thought she'd won. She strutted around like Chanel's new queen, making plans, calling shots. She even wore a custom Chanel gown to Beyoncé's Renaissance premiere in London, soaking up every flash of the paparazzi. The campaign was moving forward. Blake was high on her own glittery power, but behind the scenes, Cate Blanchett and Andrew Upton were working in silence, with precision. And on April 16, 2023, they struck. A prestigious British fashion magazine published a bombshell expose. It laid everything out: the original short film, the script by Upton, how long Cate had been attached, and how she was ghosted at the last second. The article confirmed what insiders already knew. Cate Blanchett had been robbed of her moment, of her rightful creative legacy. Chanel panicked. The article was pulled just 3 hours later, gone, as if it never existed. But Blake forgot one crucial detail. This is Gen Z's internet now. Screenshots flooded Reddit, TikTok, Instagram. People didn't just read it, they amplified it. Creators stitched videos comparing Blake's campaign to the original vision. Stylists, editors, even Hollywood interns came forward to spill the tea. The consensus? Blanchett was elegance. Lively was ego. Hairstylists, set designers, ex-Chanel interns all came forward to praise Cate's humility while blasting Blake's diva antics. And then came the moment that shattered Blake's carefully built PR bubble. Chanel dropped their Holiday 2023 campaign, titled Light Remembered. It starred Blake, of course, gliding through dreamy, snowy backdrops. Typical glamour. But then, during a soft voiceover segment, a line dropped, a line that everyone recognized. It was word for word from the original shelved script, written by Andrew Upton. The same script that Chanel said was outdated, the same one Blake mocked at the dinner party. No credit. No inspired by, not even a whisper of acknowledgement. It was straight up stolen, lifted and repackaged under Blake's name. Reddit and X exploded. Side-by-side comparisons of the stolen line went viral. Screenshots, archived PDFs, original drafts. Users proved the theft beyond a doubt. Then came the final blow. An account known as Archive Detective, an online sleuth respected for uncovering fashion and film industry secrets, posted a full comparison of the scripts. A full comparison for the scripts. They posted a a full comparison of the scripts highlighted, labeled, with timestamps and all. The evidence was undeniable. Blake's campaign had stolen from Cate's vision. Suddenly, it wasn't about brand drama. It was about plagiarism. And the internet turned on Blake Lively hard. Then came Cate and Andrew's ultimate checkmate. In June 2023, they premiered a brand new stage play in Sydney. And oh, was it petty perfection. The plot? A regal, graceful woman whose story is slowly hijacked by a younger, attention-hungry narcissist who steals her ideas and rebrands them as her own. Sound familiar? Critics called it a thinly veiled but beautifully executed attack on creative theft and generational erasure. But fans knew exactly what it was about. Cate had been erased from Chanel, and now she was reclaiming her story in front of a live audience. And then came the monologue that shut down the room. The worst part isn't that you took it, it's that you convinced them it was always yours. Boom. That line wasn't a dig, it was a literary sniper shot. Velvet-wrapped venom, and it landed like a sucker punch to the industry's gut. The audience? Dead silence. No murmurs, no applause. Just stunned silence, the kind that chills the spine. Cate didn't need to rant. She didn't go on a press tour. She didn't post angry tweets or Instagram stories. She let the art speak, and it roared. Social media turned into a battleground overnight. Hashtags like Justice for Cate, Janelle Gate, and Credit to Script were trending worldwide. Even fashion watchdogs joined in. One post read, "They replaced Cate with Blake and then used her husband's words to sell perfume?" That's not a pivot, that's plagiarism in pearls. Oscar bloggers joined the takedown. One wrote, "Imagine calling a script outdated, then stealing its lines 6 months later when you realize they're genius." Blanchett's fans weren't done. Instagram Reels popped up comparing her old Chanel visuals with Blake's new campaign. The contrast? Brutal. Cate's work, moody, poetic, soul-stirring. Blake's version, glossy, shallow, Pinterest score nonsense. One viral reel caption summed it up perfectly. "You can change the model, but you can't fake the soul." Influencers even began unfollowing Chanel publicly, some shared stories saying, "Love the clothes, hate the copy-paste ethics." By October 2023, after months of backlash and industry side-eyes, Chanel, but instead of another influencer rebrand, they did the unthinkable. They begged Cate Blanchett to return. But she didn't just come back as a model. Chanel named her their creative advisor. A major upgrade. The message was loud and clear. Cate is the legacy, and Blake, she was out, silenced, erased in the very way she tried to erase Blanchett. And now, Cate has announced her retirement from acting, her career ending on her own terms with elegance, triumph, and poetic revenge. Chanel had no choice but to bring Lively back to fill the void. But after everything she's done, do you think the public will accept her? Or is Blake Lively destined to destroy Chanel's image again with her petty campaigns and toxic behavior? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Think in the comments below.